Good evening. My name is Aiden Haskins, and tonight I am presenting about Spotswood Brewery and Shinerbach Beer, located in Shiner, Texas. With me, I have Lainey, as well as Jaylee. These are my two audience members that will complete the audience analysis form. Also, I have this as my index card. I didn't have any index cards, so I folded a piece of paper 4 times to be about the size of an index card. So there's just a little bit on the back and a full side in the front. And then my visual aid PowerPoint to guide the main topics. With that being said, let's get started. So, I'm sure most of y'all here in South Texas have heard of or have seen Shiner Beer. And that logo is all over. We've seen it at restaurants, we've seen it at stores, grocery stores, advertisements. It's very widespread, very popular brand. So Spotswood Brewery, the brewery that makes Shinerbach beer, has been open since 1909 by local immigrants, and they wanted to make a beer like that they had back at home, and it is widespread now throughout our whole state and even into the United States. For me, Shinerbach is a brand that I've personally seen all over growing up in South Texas, and I wanted to explore some of the history and the impact of the brewery. So with that being said, Spotswood Brewery has immigrant origins, has a great history. It has impacted the community of South Texas, and it also has a national popularity now. So, once again, like I've stated, it was founded by German and Czech immigrants in 1909. This was a very common source of immigration to Central Texas, and they wanted to create a beer that was like what they drank back at home. So they opened this brewery, and 5 years after opening it in 1914, they hired Cosmo Spotzel, a Bavarian immigrant. Bavaria is a state within Germany, and he was hired as brewmaster for Spotswood Brewery, hence the name Spotswood. The brewery did burn down that year from a fire, but local support from the community helped it build back up and is now thriving today. The company stayed open through Prohibition, as I found through the Shiner Brewery page. And Cosmo Spotzel was actually, he was suspected of bootlegging beer and jailed for a little bit, actually. But once Prohibition ended, they resumed sales of Shiner beer, and all that drama was behind them. And then after that, Cosmo Spotzel passed away in 1950, and his daughter, Miss Seeley, took over the brewery and ran it for about the next 15 years. And during the time that she was in charge, she was the only female brewmaster at the time, and that was a great achievement, especially back in the 1950s and 60s. Spotswood Brewery is a big South Texas landmark. It is the oldest independent brewery in the state of Texas. It brings tourism to the small town of Shiner, Texas. It's a big part of Shiner's economy, and it is between Houston and San Antonio. Also, the brewery is active in local charitable contributions and environmental cleanup. Shiner beer from Spotswood Brewery has grown in popularity since its founding, especially in the 90s, is once the popularity really took off. The flagship beer for the brewery is Shiner beer, and Shiner beer, as of today, is being distributed in all 50 states nationwide. So from a local Texas regional brand, it is now extrapolated nationwide, and I found this information from Mount Bonnell's History of Spotsville Brewery in Shiner, Texas. So, in conclusion, Spotsville Brewery has a storied history of immigrant origins and hard work. It has a big impact on the small town of Shiner, Texas, and they are a big business in South Texas in the San Antonio area. And Shiner beer is now distributed nationwide. So the impact of this once small immigrant brewery is now nationwide, and it is a staple to Shiner, Texas. Thank you for watching.